It seems like everything we did was centered around meals and food and cooking. And so after she died and we settled everything, the only things I took were her cooking bowls and her pie plates and her little measuring cups and a couple of the recipes. That's the memories I have of Mom. That's what we did together. So that's what I love. And that's all I need is her bowls and her pie plates and a couple recipes.
My mom was a single mom while I was growing up. She had my sister and myself. We were really, really close. We were called the Three Musketeers by most people, and so that was a lot of fun. And she married my stepfather after I graduated from college, and we were very close as well. They were my biggest fans and supporters when I was in the ring showing horses, and we enjoyed a great run of many years together. We were all very close. My mother was diagnosed in 2010 with stage 4 cancer. She was diagnosed right out of the gate with stage 4. There were times where she was critically ill and was at home in the bed with myself and my sister to care for her solely.
I was living out of town, so I was flying back and forth to see her, and every time I came, she was obviously getting sicker and sicker, and so I was in a frenzy all the time. Right? I was worrying what happened when I wasn't there, who was taking care of her. I didn't have any experience with hospice, and they said, well, here's what'll happen. It's a hospice house. We're gonna move her in, and there's space for you, and it'll be a place for you and your family to be with her, and it's gonna be more comfortable. And I could be her daughter and not be this anguished family member.
A hospice house would have been fabulous because I could have gotten some respite care and I could have taken a break, but I was on call for 4 years. My stepfather became ill right after she passed in 2014 with heart failure. He also became increasingly incapacitated. It was tough. I would have really loved to have had somewhere where I could have gotten a break because at that time I also became ill because I was exhausted and struggling myself, especially at the end of his illness. I was on the ropes, that is for sure.
As you may know, the aging population across this country continues to increase, and so too do the needs of patients living with advanced illness. Because there's not another facility of this type across Southwest Virginia or within a 2-hour drive of Roanoke, Good Sam really felt called to action to provide this level of care and to build this kind of facility. The Center for Caring will really be unlike any other healthcare facility across the valley. Not only will we provide a higher level of care, we've also designed the facility to really meet the needs of patients and families. 16 private rooms, meditation garden, ample space for patients and families to be together. Our goal is really to create a home-like environment that is as peaceful and comfortable as possible.
Good Samaritan got me through the terrible ordeal of losing someone who dearly loved more than anything else in the world.
With the Strauss family supporting the new hospice house to be able to be built here in Roanoke is a way to give back and to show our appreciation towards the community for what they've done. And within the Roanoke Valley, there's a great beneficial role a hospice house can serve to improve people's lives within the community.
I think back to a gentleman that I took care of that first year we were in existence, Memorial Day. It was a holiday, and his pain got out of control. And we tried everything we knew at home. And so his wife decided that he needed to be in the hospital. And by that point, she was exhausted. But I felt like I had failed him. I felt like he came under our care to stay home, and we couldn't do it. And so to have a hospice house in this community where people will never, ever have to leave the care of Good Sam. You know, they come under our care, trusting us to help them die well. And now we have that additional level, that higher level of care, meaning you'll never have to leave our care. So the hospice house will be our staff who've been trained by Good Sam, who know what is needed. The other thing is we need a good alternative to respite care. When families get exhausted or they need to go out of town for a short period of time, or maybe they need a medical procedure, we can offer respite, but right now that's only in a nursing home. And then every once in a while, there will be people who just can't die at home. I remember a young woman who had young children at home, and she just didn't want to leave them with those memories. But she ended up in a hospital to die because that was the only option. So for those people who just can't be at home, or maybe they have no caregiver for that very end, a hospice house would be a great alternative for them.
People don't want to talk about death and dying. They don't want to think about it. It's uncomfortable. I understand that. However, it is going to happen to us all. For me, I think that if we could address it, especially in the Roanoke Valley, by adding in a hospice house, it is a critical tool for people, I think, that's really missing in the Roanoke Valley.
I was taken care of. I mean, the people there helped me process what was happening. That felt like a home, and so I was able to be there with her until she was gone. I was peaceful because they helped make it a peaceful experience.